Don't mess up the mood. Yeah, I work too hard for it. No, I need to beat it before you mess up the mood. Yeah, I work too hard for it. Yeah, don't mess up the mood.
I think we're ready, man. If you want to get off your phone, maybe?
Yeah, that's fucking
That'd be kind of cool. I'm just saying.
How
I
disrespectful.
was replying to something real quick.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
right
We're
now-
live. And we have beautiful guests.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Is there,
Dude.
something, is there something more important than us?
Oh my god.
That's a no.
He's doing it on purpose at this point.
Welcome to episode 52, guys.
Is this episode 52?
It is 52.
Episode
Yeah.
52.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
We
I
I guess
have
we are kind of legit now, huh?
yeah, we made it past the 50 mark, so we're official.
52 is
That
a
makes
lot.
us legit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
almost one a week for a year.
What did it take you so long to bring them in?
That's a great question.
Good question.
I don't
right?
know why I
Disappointed.
didn't.
I'm just saying, man.
I feel like
0
I
out of
brought
10.
I feel like I brought it up to them like a month or so ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll be down," and then I just never.
Yeah.
I don't think that happened.
Yes,
no,
I
he
did.
definitely did bring it up.
Maybe
And we
that
said
happened.
yes.
Well, anyways, we have two very talented hairstylists today, who also happen to be some of my closest friends, Miss Avery and Hannah.
Hi, guys.
Say hi.
Hello.
Try to clap.
Yeah, try to clap.
How are you guys feeling? How is this? Is this like the first time I'm guessing that you guys do
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
this?
I'm kind of stressed.
You
Yeah,
are?
I'm not gonna lie, me
Not
too.
gonna lie.
A little anxious, but that's okay.
Take a
It's
breather.
fine, it's
I just
You're
want to make sure I
fine.
don't say the wrong thing.
Well, if you say something dumb, we'll cut it out.
Okay, perfect.
Or we won't.
Or we won't.
Or you leave it in and just expose me.
or that's the thing we highlight for the reel.
Hey,
Yes,
that's
literally.
usually what happens. So
Just
hey,
Hannah being an
Yeah.
idiot.
be careful, but also
And put it
like,
straight
let
to
yourself go a
TikTok
little bit.
right after.
It's just titled
Nobody-
Don't be so tight.
30 minutes of Hannah being an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
There you go.
That sounds that's like a good bait
we have
caption.
the title now.
It sounds pretty
there we go.
accurate.
Do you guys want to see Hannah be a dummy for an hour straight?
I
Go
can
to the
do it. I
podcast.
can
Tune
embarrass
in.
myself.
Well, we'll keep it, not too difficult,
No, it's
not
fine.
too standard.
It's fine.
But
I know.
You guys
Well,
are great. I
um,
can already tell.
it's kind of funny because I feel like I've been friends with you guys for so long now, and I never asked you like the kind of questions we're gonna ask, because we just
know.
kind of like hang out,
Yeah. Very casually.
So I've never been like, when'd you start? What made you do it?
Right.
It's just like we just kick it, and then that's
yeah,
fine.
for sure.
Well, first of
So-
all, this is the first time I meet you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you guys do? I don't like. I'm not
we both
completely
do hair.
sure. Okay.
Just we work at a salon in Midtown.
Okay.
Called Local. Give them some credit.
Yes.
Yeah, plug them in.
Plug them in.
Local salon in Midtown, baby. Yeah.
We both specialize in color.
Nice.
So I really like blondes and brunettes. I do a lot of both. My clientele's pretty 50-50. As for Avery,
My clientele's pretty much all blondes. I just do a lot of blondes.
Nice.
So yeah, it
Okay.
keeps us busy for sure.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, if you ever go in there, they look like they're struggling.
struggling. We're
Struggling.
just focused. We're just
I don't think that's the right
Focused
word.
No, struggling like they're just hella busy all
we're
the
Yeah.
time.
dedicated
Yeah.
to the craft.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
oftentimes if we hang out after they're off work, they're just like, I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten anything since 9 in the morning, and I'm like, dude, it's 7 p.m. Like, what are you
Isn't
doing?
that
doing?
like
You gotta
every
stay
business
on it.
owner?
Yeah.
Like every self-employed
I
person?
know.
Literally,
No
Could be
lunch
like
breaks,
that. How
no
it
time to
gets.
eat,
nope.
no time to drink.
They
It's
tell
rough.
you be self-employed. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
And it is
be
great.
self-employed.
But
They
hey,
said
it's
it'll
also
be fun. They said,
very
Quit a
hard.
9 to 5 to work 24/7.
yeah,
Right, yes,
exactly.
that's literally how it is.
But you know what? I
Literally.
wouldn't change it for the world.
No,
Same.
not
Yeah.
at all.
We can't complain too much.
No, we
No.
can't.
But okay, well, I guess introduce yourself in the sense of like what got you guys into doing hair, how long you've been doing it.
You go first.
That's all you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I am Hannah West. I started doing hair back in 2018. I started going to school in 2018. Okay, cut that shit out. I gotta restart. Okay.
Wait, did you start 2018 or 2019?
No, I started 2019.
Oh.
Didn't I? Did I start
Yeah.
2019? Okay,
Yeah,
I
it was
started
2019.
Okay.
Hey, let me tell you, we might just leave that. That is very funny.
That's just funny, low key.
Wait, no, cut that shit out because I totally screwed up my entire life story. Okay, and scene.
You had
So,
one job. And
I
you
have
messed
one.
it
I
up.
know.
I told you guys this is gonna be like
A lot of cutting.
however long this is of just me being an idiot. Okay, so my name is Hannah West. I got into hair because I always wanted to be a dance studio owner. And in the process of all of my dancing years, I was always in charge of like the girls' hair, their makeup. I just got really into like the beauty backstage side of it. And my parents always said, Hannah, like you're gonna open up your own salon one day, like this was meant for you. And I kind of just never really believed them. So when I stopped dancing, I tried college for a semester. Definitely not my thing. I found a stylist here in Reno who I really, really looked up to. She was amazing. And I was like, I want to work for this girl. I want to do what she does, this, that, and whatever. So I started going to school in 2019. And I got the really lucky opportunity to assist her while I was in school. After I finished up assisting her and graduated school, I moved to LA for a very brief time. I worked for a celebrity stylist down there, which was amazing. I wasn't there long. It wasn't for me, but I'm glad that I tried it. But yeah, so I've just been doing hair ever since, and I'm just working behind the chair, and I love it.
Damn, all right.
Bravo.
Okay. All right, Avery, let's hear
Hey,
it.
she didn't miss on the second time.
Yeah. Second
I
take.
just needed that second
Yeah,
take.
She really went
she
on.
went.
on
just
it.
needed
She
that
said,
little
okay, hold
breather.
on.
I almost wanted to pull up a beat and just like have it as a rap. You
Yeah.
know, like
Bars.
yeah, bars.
Bars.
Like it was just the flow.
Yeah.
You know. It
She's
was-
just
Zero
like,
hesitation.
I went to LA
Bars.
to work for a fashion,
right.
and then I've been
Everything
behind the
was
chair
just
ever
like-
since.
Bars.
Bars.
She just really goes for it.
This
Yeah,
is
she
the
really
beginning
does.
of my rap career.
There you
Okay.
go.
This is where it starts.
That's what we've really needed.
And we may or may not just put a beat behind your introduction.
Oh
I'm
my
here
God,
for
We may or
it.
may not.
Honestly,
I
it'd be
will pay
kind of
money for
iconic.
that.
Yeah.
Like a good hip hop beat,
I'm
dude. That'd be
here.
funny.
Yeah, this is content,
Perfect.
man.
That would be funny.
I
I'm down.
love this already.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I'm Avery Luedtke.
Okay. Say
Yes.
that. Say your last name again.
Slowly.
Luedtke.
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 Because I still to this day did not know how to say it.
I
It's
won't
very
even
German.
try.
No.
Honestly, just out of respect.
I,
I just won't. I'm sorry.
knows. He
I
knows he
know,
wants
I
to.
so
understand.
German. I get
Luedtke.
yeah.
Luedtke?
People look at it, and then Hannah likes to say, "What's?" You like to call me Loogie sometimes.
Loogie.
That was like a high school thing. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, no, it's some weird. There's weird spelling. It never gets said right.
It's hard to pronounce.
Call her
Yeah.
Does that
AIDS,
bother you
AD.
ever?
Huh?
What, does that bother you? if
No,
people get it
because
wrong?
most of the time, like whenever people look at me, they're like, "What's your last name? How do you say it?" And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, I thought it was that." I'm like, "Did you?
Did you
Did-
though?
did you really?
Like you didn't think it was
Are
like
you sure you didn't try and like do
Luedtke or
every
something?
little thing in there?"
I
You
thought it
sure?
was like legit pronounced Luedtke. My bad.
I feel like that's usually what people go for.
I either tell people like if Luedtke's hard, I'm like Luedtke, whatever you want.
At some point, you just have to be like, whatever.
Or
right?
just don't say the last
Yeah,
name.
or just
Yeah.
Just
Avery,
say Avery.
Aves, Ave, literally
Avery.
whatever you want. You can call me stupid bitch if you really wanted
Don't
to.
call her that.
Damn.
She might cry.
I
She
know,
might
why,
cry.
Why did you go there?
A little
That was not
Because
necessary.
I get random nicknames often.
You do.
Oh, tell me about it.
You too. Nandini
You've got the
Weenie.
I
best
know.
ones.
Fern.
She really threw out the
Bernie.
Nandini
Nandini
Weenie.
Weenie.
is the best
Weenie.
one.
Nandini Weenie
Furnace.
is funny.
But you have to
Furnace.
say it in the voice that we decided on yesterday.
Oh, the what did he say is
It's like
Italian?
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit?
Oh, the Kermit the Frog
Yeah.
voice?
Let
me hear it.
You say it. You're the one
I
that
don't
did
remember.
it.
I need a refresher.
I can't do that voice.
Liar,
You can.
Hannah. I know you got it.
Hi, Nandini Weenie.
You ever heard Kermit where he's like, "Hey, tell me how you doing?" She was like washing my hair all of a sudden, and then she's like, "No, Winnie." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
That's
I'm
so
like, "What was
funny.
that?" And she's like, "It's like the Kermit the Frog voice." I was like, "Oh," she was loopy yesterday, bro, as you could tell.
Most days I am.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a little extra.
A little more. Anyways, back to Aves.
I know.
Yeah, back to
I
you.
can't cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was working in a salon as a receptionist. It was just my mom was a client there. She got me a job there, and I thought I was wanting to do like skin and like aesthetics and
that.
stuff like that. And then I got really into doing makeup and everything, and I started like a whole beauty Instagram on just like eyeshadows and makeups and stuff like that. And then we had like a salon meeting. And the owner had told them, she had introduced me, and she's like, "Oh, like she wants to specialize in like hair." And I was like, "Okay."
Not quite
And I was like, "I'm just not gonna cut her off. Like, you know
Yeah.
what? It's fine." And then the stylist like jumped in, and she's like, "You want to do hair?" And I was like, And I kind of just like stopped, and then all of a sudden I started like assisting her and just like watching her, and I kind of just fell in love with it. And then when she left and opened up the salon, I went. And before I started school, kind of like working for her in a way, like not really hands-on, but like by any means, but just learning a lot.
Yeah.
And then I started school in like mid 2019, and then finished that out, assisted her for a little bit, assisted the same stylist that Hannah did, and then left there and started at the salon I'm at now.
Nice.
So I kind of got thrown into it without like
Hey.
it
Even
being my
wanting to?
goal, but
Sometimes, I guess not standing up for yourself turns out.
turns out good.
it worked out.
right?
Yeah, it worked
Like-
out in my favor because now I'm happy.
Yeah.
So
That's
Threw you a
dope, though.
curveball and you're like, I'll take it. It's fine.
yeah, seriously.
So you guys known each other since before that?
Yeah. So we've been best friends since what, junior year of high school?
Well,
No, our senior year of high school is when we got
junior
really
year of high school we met and she hated me.
close. I didn't hate you. I
Of
just
course
didn't
you
want to
did.
be your friend.
She hated me. I walked in and she didn't see it like this, but I walked in and I was wearing, in her defense, I was wearing cowboy boots and like a little white dress.
It's just
so
not my vibe. No, it's just not my vibe. I just knew we
very
weren't gonna click.
opposites. And I looked at her and I guess I came across, I'll let her tell you what I came across like, but I saw her and I was like, oh my God, your hair is beautiful. Cause it's like down to her ass, just like gorgeous, natural, like beautiful hair. And I was like,
those were
your
the
hair
days.
is so pretty. And she was just like, thanks. And I was like, I'm new here. Like, if you like, can I get your number? Like, if you ever want to like hang out. And she's like, yeah.
And I ran out
Out of the class. I never got
ran.
her number. Ghosted me for a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
It just gave
Wow.
off mean girl vibes.
She thought I
Oh,
walked in and
I
was
could-
like, wow,
I
your
could see
hair's
it.
so pretty.
Oh, like sarcastically?
Yes.
But I was being like so real. I was being so
Yeah.
genuine.
Now
You're
I
here
know
just trying to be nice. And Hannah's like,
Yeah.
oh, fake ass.
Bitch.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. Mean Girls vibe for, sure.
real.
Oh, that's hella funny.
But yeah, ever since we did
Yeah.
get close, we've been pretty much inseparable.
Yeah.
What how long have you guys been at the salon for?
I just hit a year in December.
And I hit a year in November. So
Yeah.
it's
So basically almost the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. It's like right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
actually.
I always see that the best way to get into the whole industry is just by like just getting somehow, right? Like getting as a receptionist or getting as an assistant, right? And then
Yep.
just watch and learn.
Yeah.
I feel like this probably goes along with you guys as well, but a lot of making a name for yourself is really about your connections and who
Yeah.
you know.
Dude,
It's
yes.
really, it makes
Big
a
time.
big difference. I mean,
Big time.
like just jumping up at opportunities and looking for things and just getting out of your comfort zone and just like saying yes to shit.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's so important.
That's huge. For the longest time, I was just taking everything that came to me.
yeah, you have
Just
to
Just like
can't
from
hold back.
yeah,
You
from
can't say
that
no.
something else comes in that you might actually want to do, and then just like. So for beginners, like don't try to be so picky about what you do at first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not at the,
Connections
not at
are
the beginning.
literally
Yeah.
everything.
Connections are 1 to 2 years. Just focus on building connections, and
Exactly.
then you're gonna go.
And then you can kind of start filtering and saying, you know, this is more what I special in. This is kind of what I want to do. And, you know, turning away clients as you need to. But I feel like it's essential for those first couple of years.
I agree.
That you just
Yeah.
what you can get.
I definitely takes it. I think it takes a little bit because you just want to like be busy first too.
Yes.
And then it's like you're not going to get to like full-time busy if you're not taking in work and you're like, I
Was
don't want
that-
to do this or do that.
I mean, everybody has to start somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just
Right.
start right at the top. Like, you really just have to kind of
Start it from the
take
bottom.
whatever. Start it from the bottom.
bottom.
Now we're
Now
here.
we here.
Started from the
Was that
bottom,
kinda
now
like
we
a
here.
struggle
Can we
for you
insert a
guys?
song there?
Oh yeah. You're just gonna-
You're just going to put a clip of
Yeah.
started from the bottom. Now we
yeah, of course. Hey, make me work. Fuck it, right?
Yeah, for real.
give him shit to do. Not like he has enough to do yet.
I was gonna say, was that ever like a struggle for the two of you? Like just being busy or getting busy?
You go first with this one.
Building is hard. Building is really hard, especially because, I mean, I'm sure and I know it's the same for Nando's because, like, the beauty industry is so saturated that, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
For both of them, I guess.
Yeah. Like, everything is so saturated that, like, there's a lot,
There's a lot of competition.
so much. So, like, you have to be very, very, at least for me, like, what I had to remember is that, like, you have to be patient. And, like, the people that come to you want to come to you because it's you.
Yeah.
And, like, they like what you do. And if somebody goes to, like, if I had somebody, and, like, that I knew, and, like, they went to Hannah, they want Hannah, and, like, they want what she does, and they don't necessarily want the work that I do. And that's okay. Like, I feel like you find the people that, like,
Value
Yeah.
you.
want you and want
your work. Yeah.
I think like from what I've heard from clients sometimes is that, you know, they go to someone and then they're scared to go to like somebody else, even if they might want to.
Yeah.
But it's like you can try out different
Yeah, you can do
areas.
whatever it is
Like
you want to.
like there's no ownership. You know what I mean?
I did it the other day. Go with who you like. Like
Yeah.
if you like me 2 years ago and you don't like me now, go
Then
with
go to
whoever you
someone
like.
else.
Like
Yeah.
please don't come to me and expect that I'm gonna change what I do just
Right.
because of you.
Or like
You know
you're
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
upset because they went somewhere else.
I
type
think
of thing.
that's important for us in the service industry to remember is like
We don't
we're
own them.
providing a service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because yes, you've come to me for the past 3 years. If you want to switch it up, you don't owe me anything. You don't owe me an explanation.
Yeah.
I'm sure same with you guys. Like we're here to provide a service. We're here to do our job. We're not here to own you or be your best friend. As much as I love that being best friends, but that's not the point of what we're doing.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Nah, y'all fake as hell if you change it. No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, if all you listening
I'm
out
like,
there,
when they come to me and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, I had a shoot with Nanders," I'm like, "You what?"
you're
Yeah.
What did you say?
You're
Same.
cheating on
How
him.
They're like, oh, I shot with your friend Chava a couple. Why didn't you shoot with him again?
Why are you here with me right now?
Huh?
So
Why
you
you
here?
why you all of a sudden come
Right.
to
You
me?
wanted to go to him, so why don't you stay with him? You made your bed, lay in it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Dude,
what? I'm like, you didn't like him?
And why?
I'm like, that's like my best friend. I'll go tell him right now.
I know we're joking and all, but I always like joke with the client like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
me
like,
too.
Really? Like, are you mad? I'm like, nah, I'm just playing.
I don't care.
I think I shot with someone who shot with him first, like a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we shot with your friend Chava like not too long ago," and I'm like, "So why are you here now?"
What are you doing?
And they were like, and I was like, I'm gonna go tell him that you're cheating on him. And they're like, "No, please don't do that. We just, we wanted to come to you too." I'm like, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
You're like
Yeah.
literally
I'm
support
just
anybody
kidding.
you want to. And you
Yeah.
don't care.
Dude, they get so scared. They're like, "You're gonna go tell me?"
Nah, I really don't care. I don't know. I'm
No,
sure you guys
it's not
don't
a big
either,
deal.
right? Like, it's
Not at
just
all.
Go with whoever you want.
Yeah.
I will say sometimes it's a little heartbreaking because you definitely really build a friendship with
Oh,
your
yeah.
clients.
It
But
can
at
be.
the end
And
of
like
the
some
day,
sort of like trust in a way.
totally. But like
Oh,
we said,
yeah.
We don't own them.
it's up to them.
Yeah.
It's their decision.
It's not. It's like we don't have ownership of people
Right,
who come to
exactly.
us. It's just you might be a little sad at times. Just be like,
Hannah
damn,
always
bro, you
tells me
came to
that.
me for 4 years and
Always
then
do.
all of a
And then you're
sudden,
gone.
like
right?
it's not a
like,
friendship.
you
it's
just, does
a
it mean
business.
anything to you?
Yes.
The connection wasn't
I
there.
thought we had
Do
something.
I?
Just go and break my heart. Be all dramatic.
What else was I gonna say? Do you guys have any funny stories of like as far as like messing up somebody's hair or something?
Oh yeah, I want to know that, please. And you don't have to say the client's name. It's okay.
Right, like at first maybe like or something that kind of went wrong or any funny stories that you guys could.
I mean,
can think
I'm
of?
sure I have had my fair share.
I
You know-
mean, what you told me yesterday, where you said that you left, she who shall not be named's hair in the thing, and you yanked it or whatever.
This was a funny short little story. I was like so foggy headed one day, and I had a new client, and she was so sweet. And we just did like an all over color. So I put her hair up in like a big bun at the top of her head and then put the heater over her. And I was really nervous about doing her hair for some reason. She's pretty well known here in Reno. So I was just kind of a little bit nervous. And so I go to take off the heater and forgot to like put the heater back up. I don't know if you guys have seen like a heater, but they go down, you lift them back up to take them off the client. Totally forgot to lift the heater up and just yanked her head back. And she's like, oh, and I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. And that was like right after I had like gone color all over her. Like it was all over her face.
Oh my
It was just
God.
a messy day.
God, I
That's
feel like I
rough.
don't have any like really funny ones. I've had some wild clients.
Like requests or just like
no, like
as a person?
yeah, like she came in and she was a little bit older, and from like the second I sat her down, I like asked her, I was like, okay, like what are we doing? Like what are you feeling? Like are we just doing roots? Like are we adding highlights? Because like she was coming in just because she couldn't get into her stylist. Oh yeah. And I had asked her that, and she just kind of like looked at me and was like, if you know what you're doing, then why are you asking me? And I was like,
oh my God.
I'm just trying to make sure like we're on the same page. Like
Jesus
it's like no, like I know what I'm doing, but like I just want to make sure like I'm doing like what you want. And she was like, whatever you think. And I was like, okay. So I go, and then like we're doing it, and like I'll tell her like, all right, like you're gonna sit. And she like looks at me, she goes, I've done this before, I know what to do.
Oh my
I was
God.
like,
I'd
Who
be like,
is
okay,
this
well, you can go home
person?
and do it yourself then.
Literally. So then I like
Jesus.
took her to the bowl, and then I was like, all right, like you can go back over the chair. She goes, yeah, I know.
Oh my.
And then I like blow dry the front of her, and I'm like, hey, how do you feel about the color? Like, do you like it? Because like I
We like
wanna
to
make
check
sure.
in. Yeah.
Right.
And she just like looked at me and she goes, you don't ask people if they like their hair. She goes, you tell them. And I was like,
Ma'am.
I did one
ma'am?
time
No, thank you.
have a lady come in crossfaded.
Oh, that would
What?
sounds
That was
interesting.
probably my strangest appointment.
Crossfaded?
She was super
Oh,
crossfaded.
that's right.
I
You know
can't
what?
even
It's
imagine that.
It's so funny because I've showed up to a shoot just faded as fuck.
I hope you're
You know, but,
joking.
like,
Pardon? pardon
One
me?
time, dude.
This is news to
News
me.
for all of us.
Creativity just is flowing.
Yeah,
for
I'm
you,
like,
huh?
pardon me? I never heard that.
Hey, yeah, everything was just clicking, man. You should try it.
He's also, I
Let's
want you
try
to
it.
climb the tree, start stripping, and then
then
do
just hang
an
from it.
interpretive dance.
Be like, I want you to do a flip off
When
the
you
tree,
said
by
that,
the
I
way.
was like,
Do
oh
a
no.
flip.
I've
Do a
been on the
flip.
other. I've been just that
For real, have you
person.
shown up faded
Yeah,
to
dude,
shoots?
one time.
Like hungover, or like you were just drunk?
No, I was drunk.
Oh,
Like
no.
you got drunk before?
I thought you were talking about like
No.
high, like
No, I
Can we
was
talk
drunk.
about this on here?
Like drunk
Yeah,
full
why
on?
not?
you were.
Yeah.
Oh my
Honestly.
god.
You're
They
wild.
You know
know?
what happened?
Huh.
I was at the GSR pool. And
Oh,
I
and
did
you went
not
after?
remember that I had this one shoot.
Oh, you
And she's like, hey,
clown.
we're still good for like 6 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
Like, oh, shit.
You're over there
You're
getting
like, I gotta get
drunk.
sober right now.
Right. And I'm like, well, can we push it back a little?
Okay, but how did the photos turn out?
Yeah.
No, they were good. I can show you. But I thought they were good. But I showed up. I'm like, guys, I'm not even going to lie. I'm faded as fuck. But we're going to do this.
Was she
You're
like,
wild.
No, she wasn't. She was
didn't
a senior. So she was like, yeah, whatever.
Like some grad
I
photos?
Yeah.
love it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
She's probably like, I.
Yeah. But I'm
Alright.
sorry.
that. Just kidding.
I don't
I've-
think that.
You all
Hannah,
should try that.
We
I-
had one drink
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do
downstairs,
that.
bro.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Nah, because
No.
hair is a big deal.
We'll fry
dude.
somebody's hair off.
Hair.
That's fine.
Yeah,
is a big
imagine.
deal.
I'm
I can
gonna-
mess up some photos and be like, okay.
Damn, I
whatever.
guess maybe
We'll do them
during
again.
maybe
Yeah.
during grad season when I'm hella busy, I'm
How
just
about
gonna
we just
show
do
up
an
drunk.
us three?
Okay.
Us
faded
four?
photo shoot?
We all just go and get.
Exclude me out of
Okay,
this.
no,
I was
no,
gonna
okay,
say-
no, but like, listen.
I'm
No,
just
she said
gonna
us
go.
I caught that.
Hey, you guys finish up the.
Pause.
I'm
Pause.
just gonna go, right?
Hold on.
Yeah,
My
I know
brain
we're at
was
your,
like,
I know we're at your
Sounds
house,
like-
but get the fuck out.
My brain caught it right after I said it.
I know. I noticed that.
You saw my wheels turning, okay?
Yeah,
I
she
Yeah,
was
a
like,
little
wait,
bit
us
slow.
for.
I'm like, wait,
Oh,
hold
wait.
on. Correction.
He's like, let me just
All right, I'll
leave.
stay.
Here's what we'll do. We can tag team Travis highlights when he comes in.
Okay.
And we'll just be really drunk the whole time.
There you
Oh,
go.
see, there we go.
Dude, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. He's down.
That's
Great.
such a great idea
Let's do
for
it.
my
They're always
first time getting
offering-
highlights,
Yes.
right?
They're
Yeah.
always offering me wine in there. They can give you
No,
wine.
you all should try it. You know, get a little faded before something.
Bet I'm gonna try that.
People are going to listen to this and be like, yeah, so I'm not going to any of them.
Yeah.
Literally.
The people who have my grad photos booked, hey, all of a sudden something
Oh,
came
okay.
up. I
Can I get my
can't.
deposit back?
Yeah, be like, can I unreschedule if you're gonna show? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna show up drunk.
Just brings a breathalyzer.
It was
None of
quite
us are going to
interesting,
show
though.
up drunk to these.
We're joking.
But
appointments,
what
okay?
happened with your client? Like,
Oh, she was just a
wilding?
wild one. Yeah, she just came in really high, and then before the appointment, she texted me. She's like, "Hey, I'm at the bar across the street. Like, I'm just grabbing a drink while I have this extra time." I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, I'll text you when I head in." And then she just kept drinking and drinking, and I could just smell the weed on her.
Drinking.
And she just kept drinking, and she was like screaming in the middle of the salon, and I was just,
Oh,
I didn't know
no.
what to do. It was like my first month behind the chair.
Oh my
I
god.
was horrified. I didn't know what to
You're
do.
like, is this what I'm in for?
Yeah, my boss came up to me and she was like, Hannah, what the fuck? And I was like, dude,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's talk about that. How do you? Because at some point you get maybe a little too busy, right?
Right.
How do you filter your clientele so that way you have your best clients, like your ideal clients? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Or do you still at this point have to take something that you might not necessarily love to do?
You take this.
I feel like, as for filtering, that was a hard one for me. I actually ended up just hiring an assistant so I can get more people in. So, like, the demand was a little bit higher, so now I have the extra help so I can get people in more often and more consistently. As for taking things you don't want to take, I think until you're really just in that point of your career, you kind of are always taking something that you maybe don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, especially right now, things are pretty crazy with COVID. We've gotten a lot of cancellations, a lot of reschedules. So it is kind of one of those times right now where it's like, okay, we're just going to take what we absolutely have to.
But you guys do agree, right? Like at some point you can be more specific.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Is
for
that something
sure.
we all agree on?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the demand is so much higher, you know, if it's a color correction that we don't totally want to take, we
Goes-
can kind of push that away and refer them to somebody else.
Cause
Same- yeah.
Sorry. When sometimes when I talk to, it's mostly my family and stuff. When I'm like, yeah, I have this, I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
They look at me weird, and I just didn't know. Like, I feel like it's a thing, right? Like, it's,
It is. Building your dream clientele is like something that's, I mean,
Super
it takes
important.
time, but like it's what like you
Yeah.
want. Like you want to do what you want to do. Like you
Yes.
picked this career for a reason. So like you're going to have like what you would rather do all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you kind of just, you start marketing to that also. That's what I've realized.
Right.
Because like my clients that come in, they like look at my Instagram, they're like, wow, like you only do blondes. And I'm like, no, that's just what I market towards. Because that's what I want to attract. So
Right.
like I post a lot of blondes because that's what I want people to reach out to me for. So then that's what they book for. Like I can do other things, but I just choose to only market to those.
And
So
that's,
then that's typically
I feel
what
like
tend
that's
to
the
attract.
smartest way, is like what you put out is what people are probably going to ask you for.
Totally, absolutely.
So just
Yeah.
like filter it like that. Or like, you know, me and him will shoot everything, but I don't feel like we don't always post
Right.
everything that we do.
For sure.
You know what I
The
mean?
amount of pictures that Hannah and I take of clients and then
Versus
the
what we
amount that we
actually
post,
post.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
It-
Like,
it's just because sometimes I feel like that, like when I tell people and they think I'm lazy or whatever,
'Cause you don't
I'm like,
wanna
I'm
take
still
it.
working like really hard. Though,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I just don't
And I
want to
still
take that
take some
much.
things that I don't want to take, but I don't feel like it's super talked about that. You know, at some point you just don't want to do certain things,
It's
Yeah.
okay to say
and
no.
I feel like it's
It-
okay.
yeah.
it is, yeah.
I also feel like, because do you guys do most of your booking through like text and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
for the
like
most
we have
part.
like the booking app thing and
Okay.
messages and email or whatever.
Right.
How did you guys do it?
Mostly just text for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can kind of tell what kind of client they're going to be. over
Yo,
She's a
through
lot
text,
better
yeah.
about that
That's
than I
very
am.
So
true. Yes.
There's a few like little red flags that I look for in clients that determine whether I'm going to take them or not. Even if I'm like, I need that money, I need to fill that gap. If client texts me and I can tell that we are just not
Need to pay
gonna
my
match up,
taxes.
it's not worth it to me.
Huh, Hannah?
Taxes.
I know I got to pay those taxes. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I didn't think about it today.
Seriously, why you bring it up every episode?
Because you have to.
Shut your mouth.
Because you
I don't want
have
to think
to,
about
fool.
taxes when I'm in my house.
New
Jesus.
title: 30 minutes of Hannah crying about
No, I'm
taxes.
just kidding. Taxes are the worst, dude.
No taxes. That is one
But
thing
yeah.
I don't like about being our own boss is
What do
Right.
what are like the little red flags you look for?
I know. I was gonna ask you stuff.
Little red flags for me. So in my bio, I have like text only, like no DMs. I think I have that. Or if people do DM me, I'll just be like, hey, go ahead and shoot over some texts or like some photos to my text me some photos. And
And
if
then
they
they send it.
send photos on Instagram, it's an immediate no.
Oh.
Immediate no. I have
you're
to have
just
the
like,
photos
come
on
on.
text because I'm super type A and I have to have like everything in
In one place.
area.
but also
So
like
stuff
that's
like that.
ignoring literally like the first
The instruction.
The
Exactly.
first instruction that we ask is, can you send it to us? You're like, hey, here's my number, send it to me here, and then they're like, here you go. And I'm
Yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
do
like,
that
oh,
too?
great.
okay.
You do that too?
Like I don't.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not strictly. I mean, now I think I put it in there, but like before it was like book with DM or text. But when people DM me, the only thing I say is, hey, go ahead and text
Here's my
me
number.
this. So like it. I mean, if they wanted to DM me, that's fine. It's just adding them another step.
That's
you
a
know?
really good.
So-
good
Do you
point.
guys like talk to them a bit through text when they like plan it out, just to kind of see
I'll let her.
like the
tell you that
vibe, I
one.
guess?
For sure. So, like, for me, I require photos of your hair now, your inspiration pictures, and then a full for your hair history, just because we really got to know what's going on in there.
I'm the same.
And then I just kind of chat with them, just make sure, like, you know, we're on the same page. I do deposits through text. So, there's definitely like a little bit like a pre-consultation. We don't go super in depth with
Right.
exactly what we want to do.
Yeah. We
But-
kind of just get like an idea.
Yeah, it's mostly just to make sure that like your hair is okay to work on, the integrity is gonna hold up. We can at least get you to like kind of where you want to be. So it's a little bit of texting. I try to avoid it as much as I can, just because it's
Yeah.
exhausting.
It also
but
helps to not like blindside us, because then like if we're just like,
Yeah.
okay, great, like yeah, you're booked, and then they walk in and like they may say like, oh yeah, like my hair's dark, but then they walk in and they've got black hair and they want to be like fucking platinum, then we're like,
Oh,
I only have you for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we
am I
gonna do?
supposed to do?
So it just kind of like gives us a chance to like look at their hair, look at what they want, and then be like, oh okay, like actually like this is
Exactly.
good.
Totally.
So,
That's a really good point about just having everything in one place. I keep thinking about this. Every time I go on Facebook, like every like week, right?
Yeah.
And then I have messages on there, and I feel bad because I like don't reply to them on time and
You're
stuff.
not checking them, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but that's the only, I get like 1 or 2 requests on there, so I have most of them on Instagram.
Same.
Yeah.
And then it's just like all these different places that I'm like booking through, and it's so-
Yeah, like
And-
I think
Like
I might
some-
start taking that route too, of like just text me wherever it is they message me, because yeah, it'll be like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and sometimes emails from people who just get my email, or
Right.
like, or sometimes I'll get a text from someone who gave them like my number or something, and I'm like, dude, I'm trying to keep up with like 4 different platforms of like getting messaged,
Everything, yep.
and that can be a lot. So
So
I'm
then
like,
you go through and
yeah.
you like try to check one thing and you're like, wait, it's not in my Instagram, it's
Yeah.
in my text.
I was just
Then you're looking,
talking
you're like, do I have them
to
at all?
Yeah.
I think I
Right.
was just talking to my barber the other day because he was like on that too, and he's like, I kind of just sometimes like I'll open a message and I'm like, oh, I'll reply to it later, and then like 3-4 days pass and I'm like, oh crap, and then you message them and you're like, hey, are you still interested? And they're like, oh no, like I found someone else. And then there goes your client. Is that you?
I'm so bad about it because Hannah's really good. Like she has it to where like she texts back immediately or she won't at all. Me, like I'm like, oh no, like I'll get to it, and then I never do. So I'm sorry, clients.
And
then they miss out on.
But like I'm so bad, and like luckily. At least what I've realized is the people that have reached out to me have been like a little bit more patient. So like I'll typically respond to like their first one and be like, hey, like, can you send me these? Like send me the photos. And then that's when I take a little bit to respond because like I'll look at them and be like, okay, like I need to do this. And then I'll get distracted.
Yeah.
And then I get to it a few days later and I'm like, I'm so sorry. How does this date work for you? And they're like, that's perfect. And I'm like, fucking awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a blessing in disguise though when those people do reach out and you can't get back to them immediately and they're like, it's fine, I found somebody else. Because that's just somebody looking for a photo shoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not somebody who like values your work, who
Yeah.
values your time. That's just somebody
That's a good
who's
way
like,
to put it.
I just need some damn
actually.
photos right now.
Yeah, like if they're, I guess if maybe they're like in an immediate rush where they're like, oh, I needed these like in a few days
Right.
because for whatever reason.
But also like
But
the
I
likelihood
think-
of you having availability in those few days.
Yeah, like, and then a lot of times like people will get upset because you're like I just had someone last night ask me for a wedding in June, which is not super far away, but like it's still
It's
kind of
not
cutting
that
it
far
close.
away.
Yeah.
You know, like it's only 5-6 months, which usually that's like probably rare that you're gonna find availability that soon. And yeah,
Especially
they
for a
like
wedding.
they messaged me and they were like, hey, we have like this whole all day wedding thing that we want to do, and it sounded really cool, like the place where they're gonna do it. But then they shot me the date and I checked and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but I don't have the date open. I'm like, I can send you like recommendations if you want. Like I can send you other photographers. And the girl was like, well, we were really hoping that you would do it. Is there anything that you can do about that? And I was
Oh
like,
my god.
You
mean like
date?
you mean like go cancel the wedding I have to put you in?
You're
Like
like,
what
so
if-
you're gonna pay triple. Pay for the other wedding that I'm missing and yours.
yeah, I'm
and
like,
just
so
because
you're gonna
wasting my time.
pay for me to send a second
I mean, if
shooter
they
to the
really
other.
want it, that wouldn't be like a
Yeah,
super
Right?
exactly.
Be like,
hey,
here's triple my rate and I'll be there.
Yeah,
But-
no, for
Literally,
real.
though.
seriously.
Yeah, it was just she was like really rude about it because I was like, aren't you like considerate of the other couple? Like,
Yeah.
and I told her I was like 6 months out is like kind of cutting it close, you know. Like if you'd have asked me like in November, October last year, I could have more than likely given it to you because I had that date fill out like a couple weeks ago.
It would've
So I'm
been
like, you
different,
just
for sure.
almost missed it, but it's like. I always tell people to like if you're getting married, look for your vendors like a year out.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
'Cause,
Somebody thought that they were jumping the what's the saying? How's that go?
Jumping the gun.
Jumping the gun, asking me 6 months before the wedding, and I'm like, nah.
You're like,
Sometimes that's not
plan
even enough
this.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
If
I
you
know a
really
lot
want
of.
to be safe, a year, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a year to a year and a half. Yeah, I had someone last year book me for next year, so they booked me like almost 2 years out, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it, bro.
I think it's smartest. I think
Yeah.
even with like bridal stylists in our industry, you gotta really book them a long time out. I booked a wedding
In, like,
3 or 4?
October
Yeah, like
for-
October for June of this year.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys do that too?
No,
No.
it's just one of my. I like grew up dancing with her.
Oh, I see.
I just don't do updos, and they all want like down styles, so I was down to do that. But we are not wedding.
It was just
people.
more because like you have
So
a
you,
friend.
but you tried it and you were like, this is not for me.
I did one wedding, and it was fine. I'm just not like.
I'm terrible at at updos
styling
and like
hair.
styling. I'll do bridal makeup because like that's what I got started in. Like I can do makeup for it, but is it my go-to and do I love it anymore? No. Like like it's fine and like I'll do it, but like
it's
I'm
not
not
your
gonna
first
like
choice.
right. So like if somebody asked me to like do like a light like curl like because I did that for
Right.
like a couple like people that I know. I like curled their hair for their wedding, whatever, and they're like, "Can you do my makeup?" And I was like, "Yeah," because it was like family, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna book yourself out a ton and like miss out on your normal like
For weddings,
salon
yeah.
stuff
Exactly.
for that. Yeah.
You guys get
Makes
weekends
sense.
off?
Not right now. We both work Saturdays.
But you do have Sundays off?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
God.
That's nice. Is
Yeah,
that
the
like a
summer's
goal
closed.
of yours? To maybe just not work on
Yeah.
Saturdays?
We've both been talking about it a lot. I feel like hopefully middle of this year I'll start working every other Saturday. But Saturdays are just the easiest for people to get in.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's
it's
the
so
thing
hard.
with us too.
Yeah.
Like I told him that one of the things I'm doing more this year is taking every other Sunday off, even
Good
if
for
it's not
you.
Good.
every Sunday. Like Saturdays, like you said, it's probably the most common day because Sundays most people don't want to do much.
Yep.
Right.
Or they have other plans, so they're like, oh well, a Saturday would be best. And there's people who are backwards who are like, oh, Sunday is better for me
Right.
because whatever reason. So I don't think
That's
I
how
should
I
take
was.
off like every Sunday.
Right.
Right.
But if I take off like the first Sunday of the month and the last one, it's
Exactly.
like, okay, cool. And then I'll do something else all the other ones. But I think this guy over here needs to learn how to control that.
What, taking days off?
Take some more days off, foe.
I've been taking plenty of days off.
Well, right now we're in slow
Boundaries.
Take
season.
more.
Foe.
Boundaries.
Right now we're like in slower season, so we kind of get more of a break.
That's
But
true.
once like March hits, your ass is about to be.
So sometimes it's like, what do I even do on a
On weekdays,
weekday?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Do you struggle with trying to, because like she was saying how like we talk about the Saturdays are like our busiest days, and it's so hard because it's like some people that work like their typical 9 to 5s are like, oh, like I can only do Saturdays or I can only do these days, and it's like, okay, but these are only the days that I can do. So it's like, why is your job more important than mine?
Yeah.
Do you guys struggle with that to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, because like I would love to not work Saturdays, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, but like people can only get in on Saturdays, and I'm like, well, hold on, why is it that I would have to take time out of my day to be able to fit them in rather than them doing the same for me?
Yeah.
Dude, I never thought about it
Yeah.
like that, but that's a really good point.
Dude, they're bringing all the perspective today.
Yeah, I know.
We
seriously.
talk about
We talk about
business
this a lot.
They're making me think.
We don't
'cause
talk
yes,
about
like
we don't talk about any of this when we hang out. And
when I
should,
go
you
to the
No, we just don't know how to stop.
yes,
That's why when I said boundaries, I meant for us too.
you're like it's not good here.
No.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
when
it
I was
is.
still working, if I want to go to the dentist, I'm gonna ask for the time off because I need to go to the dentist.
Right, exactly.
But people don't see that, at least with their hair, and I'm sure not with
No.
getting photos taken,
No.
because it's like, why is it that, because like this is our careers, like this is our livelihood, so why is your livelihood more important than ours?
Like, what
Yeah.
if we just happened to work
Ah,
on Monday
bars,
through Friday,
bro.
9 to
Bars,
5?
bro.
Bars.
like she
Bars.
said, like what if ours was Monday
We work-
through Friday,
yeah,
9 to 5?
What would you do then?
Yeah.
Then would
You
you
know?
figure it out then? Would you block off yours and come in
Right.
and see us, or would you
Damn.
still make me come in on another day?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Love all the clients out there.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Just thinking.
both of them just went.
We're like,
No, it's so true.
we
though.
never thought about that.
I'm gonna make a reel out of that.
Do it.
Well, because
That's
we both
bars.
like
That's
we and like
bars.
we will literally do whatever. Like we love like I'll do whatever for like my clients, and like if Saturdays work for them, then like that's fine because that's one of the days that I work right now. But like when that stops, and I know she's the same way, like when we no longer want to do that, it's like are we gonna lose clients because of that, or
Yeah.
like are we still gonna be able to keep them and just on like different days?
Well, I kind of dealt with that last year when I was taking a couple Sundays off where someone would be like, oh, do you have this Sunday? And I'm like, no, I have it closed. And they would kind of be like, oh, why? Like, do you have like a wedding? Something like, no, it's just a day off. And they're like, well, that's when we can. I'm like, I don't care.
That's great.
That's
But I
okay.
can't.
Here's the
for you.
thing. Sometimes it's not even that they're working. Sometimes it's like, oh, I have to like do whatever, and it's not even like that
It's
important. you know what I
yeah,
mean?
like I'm sure you can wait to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
I had
so
someone hit me with like, I had to go like grocery shop at that time. I'm like, then go
Yeah.
after.
Then Instacart it.
Yeah, or like go after, or pick another day. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Because sometimes I'm like, depending if I know the person and like, they've been really nice to me or something. Even if I have a day off, I'll do one shoot and it's just them.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. But I'm not gonna go fill up like the whole day when I'm trying to have a day off type
Right.
of thing. And then, I don't think it's fair for people to like get upset because you get your days off. You don't want to
Right.
like that's like if you're off on a Saturday and your job's like come in, and you're gonna be like, what the hell?
I don't
Right.
want to do
Yeah.
it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just think
me-
it's hard because I think people kind of look at the creative industries like photography and
It's a hobby. It's not a career. It's
people
not a
don't see
job.
what any of us do as a career.
Mm-hmm.
They see it more as like a hobby, and they're like, oh, but like what about like your real job?
It
And it's
must be
like
so easy, right?
Yeah.
I had somebody just recently that was like, oh yeah, like I think about doing hair because like I don't want to go to college, and I'm like,
It's not like that.
like it's not just an opposite. Like you don't. That's not.
it's
how
not an
that works.
easier way out.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah.
Not at
Oh
all.
yeah, a lot of people think now that like the the self-employed like entrepreneur life, like they can just start it and do it. And it's
Right.
like reality's gonna hit you sometimes,
Yeah, fuck
and then you're gonna
around,
be
find
like,
out.
shit, yeah, literally, actually,
Fuck
yeah,
around
it's
and
like,
find
why don't you fuck around and find out that it's not that easy to get there?
No, while we're
But-
at it, go for it. Go for it.
No, yeah.
Do it.
I mean, try it out. You
Do
might
it.
be great at it.
Yeah.
Watch.
And if you become successful, you can teach me.
Yeah,
how you
teach
do
a
that
class.
shit.
Be like, tell me how you
Because
did
I
it
know-
like,
hella
yo,
fast.
but actually,
yeah.
like, give me your tips, because
Right. You need help.
Yeah, be like, hey, slide
The
me
other
some
thing-
pointers.
Dude, 2022 is the year where I feel like every self-employed person is like, okay, I'm gonna,
Chill.
like,
Mhm.
value myself more,
Facts.
I'm glad you
set
guys are.
boundaries. And
You're
like,
not.
I saw those taxes and I said, oh shoot, we're working this year. I said, we gotta work.
Literally.
It was just so hella funny because we all went to dinner and we were talking about like taxes and how much like each of us made or whatever, right, and had to pay. And then Hannah's like, dude, I'm going through it right now. I'm like really going through it. She's like, I gotta go find a sugar baby, or like I gotta be a sugar
I called
baby.
the wild orchid.
Yep.
Would I do it?
She said she
No.
called.
But
She called.
did I call?
She called.
I did.
She was like, I'll
supposed
just.
to go and see
So their
Vinny.
salon is hella close to the wild orchids. So she's like, I could just get off work here and walk over
go work
there.
a
there you
double.
go.
You know, go work a double
Work a
shift.
double.
Taxes paid.
I feel like 2022 is also kind of the year where like creatives start to kind of set, I mean, I say this in hopes that I'm going to do it, but like set more boundaries for themselves to be like, this is what I want and like this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like
It is.
achieving
seen
a
it.
lot more.
I feel like it's the year of charging your damn worth.
That too.
I've seen a
seen
lot
it.
of stylists raise their prices.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
You hear what
man?
she said?
What are you talking
What- you
about?
hear
What
what
are
she
you
said?
Oh.
saying right now?
Raise them.
charge
Charge
your
your
worth.
I feel like I am. That's the thing.
Do
Are
you?
you super high in demand right now?
Right now.
I mean,
no,
maybe not like
but-
right now, but like
yeah.
maybe like grad season this summer, you know.
Raise
See,
them.
when
You're coming
so,
up to high in demand is what
Yeah, like
we're
I'm
trying
at
to
the
say.
point where I'm like, as far as I can't even talk. As far as events, I'm like, I don't want to take any more because
Like, you're good.
Yeah.
That's when you know you have to raise your prices.
Yeah,
when you're
that's a
so
good-
high in
that's a good
demand.
point. Well, this
When you're fully booked like that, or just like, yeah, just super.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I've been getting.
everybody
I get on
wants
his ass
raise
about
them.
it. I just want someone else to tell him. Maybe he'll listen.
Oh, we'll tell you
no,
anytime.
everyone. Does.
Oh, we'll tell
Hannah
you
tells me
anytime.
this all the time.
I
Alright,
got.
so you
That's always what she
Y'all-
used to tell me, was just that like,
Okay, so y'all go hang out without me because I'm not gonna go to get yelled at. Okay.
No, you're coming to dinner now.
No,
Wednesday,
no.
yeah,
When we
planned.
When,
hang out,
if
we
I'm
don't
here,
talk about
yes.
work. We just hang out.
I'm just
That's the
joking, I'm
difference.
just joking.
You can come to
Maybe
daily, or not daily, weekly
Weekly
dinner
dinners.
night. Yeah,
weekly
How did
hang-
that become a thing? I
we
don't
just
know.
went once
don't
and then
know.
we started.
It's weekly hang something edition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
I
like,
think the
cool.
next edition is Pho edition.
oh yeah, she wants to go
According
to
to
fun.
Still go to Italian.
We could go to fun, and then we go to Italian after.
There you go.
So
But
if you
yeah,
want to
how-
come eat pho,
Honestly,
are you gonna ask how
Down.
we met?
yeah.
Oh.
So how did you guys meet and like how did you guys become friends or whatever?
So I met them because was it you, Avery, who
No,
asked
it was
about?
me.
Was it
You
you
did
who
it.
I got
contacted
like a
me?
modeling thing with
Oh,
you.
that's
Yeah.
right. You guys did it at Kalina. I remember this.
No. It was before that. Remember when I taught you guys how to like
Oh,
edit a little bit?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he taught us how to
Lightroom?
use our cameras.
Mm-hmm. So they
your
for hair.
business?
I think was it you who messaged me about it or Avery?
It was
It
Hannah.
was me.
Okay, so like Hannah messaged me and was like, "Oh, you know, I do hair. I got a camera." Yeah, like she was like,
I need
I do
help.
hair. I'm like, she kind of asked me like, do you ever do any type of like lectures or like show people how to like do the typical startup stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I've done it a couple times if you want to learn. And she's like, I'm not trying to do like the whole laptop like Lightroom, but I have it on my phone and I just want to know how to transfer the photos there and like how to do this and do that. And I'm like, okay. So then we met up in Midtown and she had like a friend who was kind of like the hair model for the day. Like they did the hair and did everything else. And that's when I met both of them. And then after we went to Old World and we just sat and like edited it. Like I showed them how to use Lightroom mobile basically and how to like do like the standard, you know, like contrast, exposure, whatever for whatever. Yeah, like little edits like that. And then just how to shoot on the camera for hair, you know, like
What
aperture
ISO
setting.
means,
Yeah, I gave him like the quick rundown and I'm like, hey, if you're shooting hair, shoot at like a lower aperture because it'll be more in focus and blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, I mean, I feel like we got along like really well the
Pretty well,
first
yeah.
day. like, I mean, clearly they're super cool, as everyone has been seeing. But after that, I think after that
People at home are like, I hate them.
And they're like, dude, I'm just
are so
waiting for this
annoying.
shit to end.
they're just like,
What are
like-
your? Do you guys use Instagrams?
What?
The Instagrams. Where do you want to plug your Instagram real
I mean,
quick?
Do a plug.
I want to check it out real quick.
Do you
Mine's-
want
are you gonna
mine?
go creep?
Yeah.
At It's Hannah West.
Oh, Hannah
Don't forget
West.
the it's. I made it way back when and I can't change it.
Why?
Because somebody has Hannah West.
Oh, did
Oh,
you already
really?
try it?
Like,
yes,
just
and it's
full?
just like a blank empty page and I keep
Oh,
reporting
that's
it. I
tough.
just keep reporting it to
Here,
like, keep
hold on.
checking.
Everybody go and report it.
Yeah,
That's
we all
the
gotta
worst.
report Hannah West.
Everybody
Seriously.
listening, go report Hannah West on Instagram.
pretty sure
Not
it's blank.
it's Hannah West, just Hannah West.
I wouldn't do that to like some girl living her life on Instagram. But...
if it's blank. But make sure we're telling people to report
Oh wait,
Hannah West.
Oh, I don't know who she is, but she's hot.
Oh, just kidding. Don't
No,
go
that's
and
E-West.
report.
I don't know. I'll do some research later.
So these pictures that you're taking, are these with like your camera? Is that
Yeah.
like-
No,
so
it's
I
open.
use a
You can do
camera.
There
Okay,
is
great,
no.
I'll go look. Maybe I reported it enough times. I use a camera. Avery still uses her phone.
Yeah.
Which just works better for her. It's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
easier, right?
when I met them both, Avery was more on like the phonography side. Like she was
just haven't
like,
bought a camera.
my phone just, you know, yeah. Like
Those
she was
are
like, I
fun.
think
Just
she's comfortable with the
easy.
phone, and then so I showed Avery how to use more of like, shoot like this with your phone if you're gonna use Lightroom Mobile like this.
Can I
and
get
this and
another
that.
refresher on that?
Yeah, we might need
Yeah.
to do one of those.
Thank you.
Whenever, guys, let me know.
Because
Minute.
I got you.
I kind of forgot.
And then
How do you-
I think after that,
We did a shoot.
we did a shoot, and then I did a shoot for Avery, and then
Yeah.
I did one of them together, and then I did another one for Hannah,
And then another one for me.
and then another one for Avery, and then them together, and that's where we're at so far.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Wow.
and then it all just kind of happened.
And then
really didn't
I
work.
I
went,
followed you on Instagram.
and then I went
Why
for
not?
her,
Oh, yeah.
and then when I wanted like the highlights in my hair, I think I asked them if you guys did it. Like I was like, can you guys do it? And they're like, yeah, of course. Like come in whenever. So then I went the first time, and then obviously now she's just my hairstylist, so sticking with
Got
that.
you.
But hairstylist slash
I
my,
like
some
the
of
way
my
this
only
turned
friends.
out.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I got more yesterday. Look,
Yeah,
I
we
know,
had
yeah, I saw it.
I'm
He's a
like I'm a
blonde
hello
boy.
blonde
Do
now.
you get a lot of guys or not?
No, I don't do men. He's literally my only dude. And maybe you, if
And
you
you could
decide
go.
you want him.
Why don't you go?
Honest opinion, you think I can pull it off?
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
so. And
Yeah, why
seriously, if you
not?
hate it, we can
Dude,
just
I'm
color
gonna
it
be
back dark.
well, he's Mexican too, but I'm gonna be like a shred of Mexican with highlights, dude. Are you
We
kidding
can
me?
start with like a darker color.
Yeah.
You don't have to go that low.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would love that.
Because
yes.
the first ones I did weren't as bright. These were brighter. Because I asked her yesterday, I'm like, just go brighter, screw it. I want to see how it looks, and I liked them. So I'm like, I'll just.
So we'll
I'm
start
never going black.
slowly.
I'm never
Yes.
going back to black hair now. I'm just gonna have highlights forever.
Good shit.
Yeah, he got money.
No, you're welcome.
Get it
No,
off, bro.
let's just say it's good to have friends.
Let's just say we trade.
Yeah, let's just say we
Okay.
See,
trade
there's,
off.
there's some connections here.
Right.
Yeah,
Connections,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
Works
we
out,
we
works
got a good friendship over here, so I don't really have to pay that much.
Xander
If
comes in
anything-
like once a week. He's all, okay, more, add him in. That's for free, bitch. I'm out of here.
But then he buys us dinner, and then
He
when we
brings us
do
coffee
photos,
all
he
the
does.
time.
Yeah, you know, like
He
if we
brings
got
us
to
coffee
eat,
literally like once a week.
yeah, I go
So-
take them coffee all the time.
That's
So it's
cool.
like, if you're hooking it up, I'll hook it up.
Yeah, so if you bring us coffee, buy us dinner,
Right, yeah.
pay my taxes, then I'll give you
Oh, I don't know about that one.
So it's gonna,
I'm like, I'm not adding to that tax fund. What you mean?
I mean, I don't know, Nanders. You told Hannah a few things the other day at dinner.
hey, no tax paying.
Damn.
I still gotta. Well, I'm almost done paying my taxes,
Yeah,
bro. They
fuck
suck.
for that.
you.
I'm halfway there, and I'm just waiting for it to pick up again to pay the rest because it's rough out here, man.
Yo, you guys slow right now?
Not like
Not
incredibly slow, but it's slower than normal.
slower.
Yeah. I feel like us too right
Yeah.
now.
It's one of those things where, like, I mean, I don't know how like he does it, but for me, like, I have like a very strict way of managing my money every month, and so I'm like, well, if I can just wait until late February to make the other half of the taxes, then whatever. Like, I'll pay the other half and then leave it there, and then just focus on the ones for this year.
All good.
After that,
But it's funny because I left my job in March last year. And, you know, the first 3 months, I was like, okay, I'm making like kind of like the same amount that I'm making at work, right? And now, like, I really felt the slowdown of the January, you know, after the holidays and everything, people just don't want to shoot that
Yep.
much.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it a lot as far as like what I was doing. But then I look at the numbers, I'm like, I'm still making way more
Than their other
what I
job.
was making at my old job. So I'm like,
Well,
This
when
is
you
cool.
think about it, I feel like me and him had our busiest years last year in general, which for him was great because it was his first year going full time. So that's what
That's
you want.
amazing. Yeah.
So like you want to be hella busy, and he was hella busy, and so it's like going from that and how busy we were literally all year besides like January to then the start of the year, and you're like, damn, I'm not really doing much. You know, you feel the difference, but then like busy season comes up again, then you kind of miss that. You're like, shit, I kind of miss when I could just sit at home and not do shit for a day.
Yeah.
We talk about this a lot too. And I feel like once you really do start to build your business, even your slow days aren't really slow. You know what
No.
I mean? Like, you still are making a good amount of money. You're still making a comfortable living. Like, you're still not that slow. It's just slower than what
You're just so
Yeah.
used to being so busy that
the time.
it's like slow for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then, you know.
I catch myself being like, oh, this week is looking pretty nice. Like, I don't have that much stuff to do. And then next thing I know, it's Friday and I'm exhausted. And
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what just
Last week was a shit
happened.
show. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of how that goes for me.
definitely.
But anyways, what else do we talk about? Social media.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tell us about how that is as a hairstylist.
When do
They're
you
stressed.
have time to post and stuff? Because I'm sure you guys are hands-on all the time too, right?
When I made the joke about leaving a 9 to 5 to do a 24/7, I struggle with social media. I go in and out. Like, sometimes I'm really on top of it. Like, I think we both are. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, all right, we're gonna post every fucking day, and like we've got the content. Like, let's fucking go. And then other times it's like, I haven't posted in 3 weeks, and here we are. But I don't know. I think it's hard because it's like I try to keep it because like it's my personal Instagram, both of us. It's like our personal Instagram that we just kind of made into
Same.
a business one. So now it's like I try and keep it to be like a happy medium between life and hair. So like I alternate posting between like me or like my life and then like a hair photo and stuff like that. So it's like I try and keep it still like as me as possible, but also like, hey, here's my work.
Which I
And then
think is
same with
great.
stories.
Yeah.
It's like here's what I'm doing, but also like here's hair that I'm doing.
And I think it's good to give clients like a peek into like who you're working with and who you're
Very
seeing, and
true.
you know.
right. So then they get like
we should
a
go back
hey.
to posting like random ass photos that we just take on our phone.
You should. I think they're
know,
so
yeah,
fun.
I don't do
On
that.
that.
But I feel
It
like I
gives
do show
clients,
my
like, an
personality
insight on
a
who
lot
you
there.
are.
Well, and like stories.
I don't think you do as much.
Yeah.
Not really.
I think he just doesn't like.
I hate recording myself.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't record himself, but he does post about like what he does all the time.
I think
You're
yeah.
good about social media.
You are.
I
Yeah,
just followed
you-
Yeah,
you,
no,
so I'll,
and
I'll
he's
be
good.
paying attention.
Like, I feel like I show my personality a lot with like dumb shit all the time, like dumb videos and like dumb.
I
see,
do
like,
that, except
me-
I take them of her and I post them.
But me as like a client or a consumer, like I love that. I love seeing
Yeah.
like who that person
But
is.
I feel like
make
he
sure
does it
we're
in a
vibey.
different way because like he's like,
I think
oh,
so.
I'm over here, going from place to place, and now I hit the gym, and now I'm like having
You're still so aesthetic
dinner with
about
my
it.
besties over
He's
here.
so
and shit,
aesthetic
yeah.
about it, but like he shows like, oh, like I'm at dinner every day.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
goes,
or
but also like,
something.
here's my house.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm still waiting on a tour, Nanders.
A lot of people
should
are.
do
I
one
need
for
to
the
do
Yeah,
gram.
we all are.
I'm gonna hire
I don't
Chava
even
to
know where
come
he
record it.
lives.
Okay.
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect. Welcome
Okay.
to my cribs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you do like an
I hear
MTV
me
My
Cribs
Cribs
God,
for
can
me?
you please?
Yeah.
I need like a
do
full
it, man.
video of that.
Do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have you pull up and we'll do like the MTV Cribs intro and everything.
And then you
Right.
just
Can
open
you
the
do those
door.
little pauses
Hey.
where I go like,
Hey, I'm Nandini Weenie.
He's like, and this
What's
is,
up?
Hello, I'm Nandini Weenie. He opens the door.
do you remember?
Guys, I'm Nandini
Do you remember in
Nandini
MTV Cribs how they
Weenie,
would
the
like
dog. Welcome to my crib.
they would like do like a boomerang almost where they'd be like going into rooms. Do you remember that in
Oh
Cribs?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna make him do that when he edits
Please
it.
do it.
I'm gonna be like opening the door of the bathroom, be like, "Here's my bathroom." Just
here's my
Do it.
room.
doing it like
I'm
hella
here for
times.
This is where the magic
All right,
happens.
that's gonna be the move. I'm gonna make Chava make me a highlight reel and then
I can't
Please.
wait.
show it. The whole cinematic.
like
so
he,
fucking excited.
because this is not fair. He knows where I live. He walks in.
I know,
He tried to tell
do
us
that.
to just walk in.
He goes in the back, grabs water.
Dude, I
and
really
whatever the
got
fuck he
comfortable
wants.
here now. Hey, that wasn't like that always.
That's
And
me at your house.
I don't
though.
even know where he lives, so there's like a
That's
little
your
bit of
fault. You're the
I
one
just
who's never
show up
wanted
to
to
her
come
house
over.
when she's not there,
He
and
got
I'm
some
like,
attitude.
hi.
No, I'm just playing. I feel like that's when you know you have a good friend. right?
Oh,
Like,
for
you
sure.
I
can-
just
Well,
walk up to her ring. I mean, like I have her key, and I walk up, and I'm like, "What's up, bitch?"
Just walks in.
Well, here's the thing with us. It was like maybe until about 2 months ago, I would always, you know, it'd be like, I'm like, you sure you want me to just walk in? He's like, bro, it's literally open. Just come
Right.
in. And I'm like, okay. And I'd come in and I would just kind of wait for him to be here or something.
Yep.
And if he wasn't, he's like, just wait for me. I'll be there right now. And I felt weird being in his fucking house and he's not here. So I'd sit on the couch and I'm like, okay, well, when is he going to
You
come?
don't want to be on your phone. You're just kind of like,
yeah, I'm like,
Aren't the beginning stages of a friendship so odd?
they odd.
They're
are.
so weird.
And then he would come in and I'm like, hey, bro, can I have water? He's like, dude, just go in the back
Yeah.
and get it. And I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Like,
the
my
beginning
fault.
of stuff like that is so hard because it's like, no, like, be welcome. Like, just come in and
Yeah.
My
like
home
just
is
do
your
this.
home,
It's
yeah.
like, get comfortable. Take your shoes off. Like, take your coat off. It's
Yeah.
like, you need water. Like, the fridge is right there. And it's like,
Yeah.
you want me to do it?
You want me to do it?
I'm like, yeah,
And
like,
then
I don't want you to like.
I
do it
remember
for
one
me,
day
but
he was just
damn.
here in the kitchen, like, editing. And I, like, finished using the studio and I sat there with him and I'm like, can you get me water? And he just looked at me like, so I'm like, you know what? All right, bro, I'll go get it myself. So I went in the back, and ever since then, I'm like, this is my house now, bro. I don't care.
I still make Avery get me water.
I love it.
Ever
Yeah.
since, like, right now when
Yeah.
we came back, I'm like, I just walked over there and grabbed waters like nothing, and then like hit me. I'm like, I really just be walking in
You
here.
just live here at
Yeah.
this point.
I
Yeah.
love
whatever.
that. And back in Mexico, I used to have my really close group of friends. I would be napping, and he would come and wake me up and be like, "Hey, let's go."
Hey,
dude."
I
get
do
up,
that
bro.
to Hannah in the mornings. I come in and I bring like coffee and I'm like, good morning. And she goes, 5 more minutes. And I'm
5
like,
more minutes.
Hannah,
Every
you
time.
said 5 more minutes 2 hours ago.
It's like you gotta get up, Hannah.
I'm a
That's
tired
so
girl.
funny.
No, yeah, I think as far as like the social media thing, yeah, it's really important to like have people see both sides. I think
Yeah.
like you can post about your business stuff, but then I think if you just post what you do, people like that. It's weird.
People like to see you.
Yeah, I also think it depends on like what exactly you want out of your career.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're strictly like I'm
Just business.
really trying to make it huge, like I want to work for God, like you know, color companies or something like that, I do think it is more important to be like pretty focused and have your
On
social
that?
media
Just be that.
mostly
Just be
based around your
business.
work
Yeah.
and your job. But I like in our case right now, like we're 21, we want to have fun, we still want to live our lives and
Yeah.
not
You're
like
21.
You're
Yeah.
little, dude.
we're
You're
babies.
so young.
Yeah, so like for
And
us it's kind of just
successful,
one of
too.
those things.
Yeah.
Love
Thank
to see
you.
it.
Young and successful.
Here
Yeah.
comes the tears. But yeah, so like
They're
for us right
killing
now,
it.
we just don't care that much, you know?
Yeah.
It's social media is not, I'm pretty bad about social media, to be honest. I wouldn't
Yeah.
post photos unless Mario. Thank God for Mario, because he takes all my
'cause he
pictures
takes
now.
them.
But
Damn.
life is too short, and
Yeah.
since we are so young right now, we should
I was
just
gonna say
have
we
fun
started
and
this
keep
so
it
young
balanced.
that like
Yeah, super
You feel like
young.
you've been doing
we
it
both started
forever?
school at
Yeah.
18. Yeah, at 18. So
18.
like it was. Yeah.
We didn't get
That's
those
a
like
good amount
fun
of time.
party stages.
No, so it's like now we're doing that while also being in like a career. So it's like we're also just trying to like show like who we are as people because a lot of people don't realize that we are so young. Like we get people that come in and they're like, "You're 21."
Yeah. They're like
before I turned
shocked.
21, I had clients and they're like, "Oh, like how old are you?" And they were like a little bit older. I'm like, "I'm 20."
Girl, I'm 20, but I know what I'm doing. I promise.
I was like, "I'm 20." They're like, "How long have you been doing
Yeah.
this?" They're like,
Right.
"Really?" And I was like,
I think when I
Promise,
met them, I
good.
thought
Yeah,
they
I
were
feel most
like.
people go through that
I think when I
too.
met you
Young
guys, I
people.
thought you were like 23, 24.
Yeah, you thought I was 24. I remember
Damn,
that.
that's not
My
a
bad.
compliment, dude. That's a,
What?
That's an insult.
Well, here,
You
not
thought you
not
guys
to
were
say that,
old?
not to
I
say
think
that
in, like
like
a
Kidding me?
maturity, like on a
Yeah.
maturity
Yeah.
level.
it was
Okay,
like on a
okay.
maturity level / like where they
Explain
were
yourself.
and everything they were telling me.
Explain
Put me
yourself
on blast,
now.
goddamn. It was like they were very like easygoing and mature when I was around them, and then like just the fact of like how they told me they told me about their whole business thing and what they do. I thought they were a little older. I was like, oh, maybe they've been in the hair field for like a couple years, and they're like, no, we started when we were 18 and we're 21. I was like, oh shit, okay, well good. Well, at the time they were like 20,
20, yeah.
actually. I was like, wow, good for you guys. That's
Yeah,
dope.
seriously.
And then
And
yeah,
it's cool to have like your best friend
Oh, it saved
keeping
my
up
life.
with you and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
here, hold my hand, bro.
Oh,
You guys see
it's
this?
everybody's coming out video.
Hi. So
he
that's-
finally showed me affection.
I
That's
know,
crazy.
Dude, I feel weird though. Like
Did
I don't
something
like
just happen
showing
over
up.
there?
I don't
He is
know,
not a
man.
very affectionate person.
I know.
There was a spark.
There was a sparks for like 3-4 seconds. There was a
Insert
spark.
clips of fireworks.
Avery, maybe you need
Fireworks?
to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to be a
I
video
Fireworks?
editor?
I needed to. I was saying like for everybody to just imagine like just. Phew,
Oh,
For everyone
Yeah,
listening,
see?
just picture little like fireworks.
fireworks. Out of
Turns out,
everything,
what
you
the
chose
fuck?
fireworks.
I'm just saying.
Would you prefer like red hearts? Like
Yeah,
bubbling up?
red hearts, like
That's
yeah.
much more
like
romantic.
a little thing, and then
Oh,
a little
like the-
ting
Oh,
by the end.
yeah.
Ting.
Okay,
That
that's
was
fair.
See?
I could see that.
Oh, this is fucking funny.
no.
Well, as far as like, I mean, obviously, this year, you know, I don't know exactly how it is for you guys, but what do you guys have any like immediate goals or long-term goals for like the year, or just in general when it comes to like hair? Or you just kind of ride in the
Did we
wave
have the same?
and see how it goes?
Do you have any goals? I think my thing is just consistency.
Okay.
Like that's honestly just my biggest goal. If I would love to sit here and be like, yeah, I want to work with
Consistency.
models in every way, shape, or form. Like consistent days, consistent bookings, consistent
Just in personal
Instagram
life.
posts. I hate saying that because I'm never gonna do it, but I'm trying. I'm
I
trying.
try every year.
But you can be consistent once every week.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like every day, you know. I feel like
Right.
consistency is
Right.
like just the
Or it
same.
can be
Totally.
consistent, like
That's even what I mean.
a
though.
few
I
days and then like a couple days off, but like
Yeah.
Right.
consistently
But
on
consistent,
that.
yeah.
consistently like have a schedule of what I'm doing. I mean, like I have so many long-term goals with hair. I just feel like I'm not too worried about it right now. That's kind of weighed on me a lot as a stylist, is
Yeah.
like giving myself time to know that I don't have to be exactly where I want to be right now, and like
You
it
have
does
time.
take time. So I think right now I'm just kind of riding it out, just letting it happen.
I agree with that because like I was asked by somebody, they're like, oh, like what are your goals for this next year? And I was like, I don't even know like where to start with that, because like I feel like her and I both, like for the past like few years, like I mean ever since getting out of high school, like our goal was to then like start in school and then like start doing like assisting and then finish that and then like blah 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 blah, like it's always like something else. But like right now, at least for me, like I feel very like, of course, like I want to take this like further and like become like bigger in my career and like more successful with like where I'm at. But also like it's not that like I'm chasing after something at the moment, so it's like I just feel very like content, but like I want it to grow. But
We do have a goal this year. Extensions.
What is it?
extensions.
But other than that, just start
You
doing
want to get
extensions.
into that?
Start doing extensions.
I'll be starting in February.
I
This little one.
And is that
getting on there eventually. I
like
have the stuff.
stressful? Is that like, is it hard to do? or-
Tedious. Very
Tedious.
tedious.
And it just takes a lot of practice, and I just have not had
You
the
can just
mental capacity
really
to get
mess
in there.
people's hair up with extensions, so you really got to make sure you're educated and you know what you're
Oh,
doing. Because they're
okay.
super expensive, you know?
Yeah,
You
they
pay
are.
a couple grand and they don't want to leave with bald spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So extensions is like the top of like what you can do, or like what is it? What would you say?
I mean, I don't know if there's like really like a top.
Just
Yeah.
like something.
It's
that
definitely
you can
something
do?
to like up your game, like with your career for
Totally.
sure, and
Right.
like bring in more money. It like definitely just
It's a
like,
money maker, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely adds a lot to like what you can offer, but it's not like I don't really. Yeah, like she said, I
Yeah,
don't really know if there's like
a
a.
top of
Right.
the top. Yeah.
I don't really think there's like an end to like anything when it comes to like hair or like photography. Like I feel like there's not really like a end
Like
all
an
be
end
all. Like
thing,
yeah.
this is the highest that you can get.
But it is a good thing to be able to do it all too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
for sure.
Absolutely.
And just have it all there.
Lately, I've just been all studio shoots. I started getting into studio stuff like just for fun and for
But now you
to
like
try
do
it out.
more.
And now it's kind of like what I do for the most part.
Oh, studio shoots would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're fun.
we'll see. What else, man? We don't know what.
What she got?
I don't know. I mean, that's all I had. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's
Same.
all I
I
got.
feel like we talked a lot.
No,
like,
yeah,
I feel like
we
we
did.
covered so much.
This is one of our longer
It's
episodes.
an hour and 7
hour.
minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, that means that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 'cause there's
That
two
means
of
that
us,
we got into the
probably.
conversation a
Yeah.
lot more. Oh, I can't imagine having brought each of you by yourselves. That would have not happened.
It would have been so weird.
Really
That would've
awkward,
been
yeah.
like-
Yeah, they would
okay,
have been
well,
like,
Yeah, you guys are.
My other half is in here, so.
yeah, that's what I was like. They have to come in
Next question,
together. Yeah.
Can you say it in a sentence?
Oh, but
And
for
as spelling bee
the
moments come
for the
back.
people that didn't catch it, just say your Instagrams one more time. Plug it in.
Mine's at It's Hannah West.
And mine's at Avery Luedtke.
You should probably spell that.
Avery. Last name is Luedtke.
There you
Yeah,
go.
however you say that, but go find them.
Yeah.
It should just be Avery. However you say that.
Yeah.
All right, let me go and change my username real quick.
No, but
guys
thank
are
you guys
great.
for coming.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
I
This
know.
was so fun.
I'm glad we finally brought you in. It was long overdue.
It was fun.
It was
Seriously,
fun.
no, this
I'm
was,
glad.
I was really nervous.
Go
but it was
to
fun.
them, guys. Well, actually, not all guys because they don't.
She
I
does
can
Or
do
men's
guys.
men's
cuts.
cuts.
I don't do men's cuts.
I
but I'll
can't.
color
I
it.
can't do a fade to save my fucking life. But like, I can still cut it and like it'll look good. I just can't fade.
I'm gonna try that out one of these days. I didn't know you
Okay.
did that.
Okay. Listen, I just can't bald fade. I can give you like a fade. I just not from skin.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you're okay with that, then like I got you, and I'd love to. But
Okay.
Just
Well,
letting you know.
Y'all see
Like,
my
I love
haircut
to
one of
mess
these
you up.
days, and it looks a little fucked up.
Might be
Avery.
Avery.
I'll come give the review. Be like, hey, y'all said you remember how she said she cuts guys' hairs? Well, here it
Don't
is.
go.
Then you're just like, I'm gonna go back to my boy now.
I'd be like, I already felt like I cheated on him, so let me just go back real quick. It was a pleasure though. You're still the homie, but like this just
Never
ain't
again.
working out.
Never
Dude,
again.
honestly, no offense, but this one time I was out and then there was this girl and then we started talking. She's like, oh, I cut hair. I'm like, well, fucking hook me up. So we set up the appointment right then and there, right? And then I go.
you were
and
definitely. Were you drunk when you made the appointment?
then, I was a little tipsy.
Yeah.
I was a little
He
tipsy.
tends to have
I
alcohol
only
in
know
his
that
blood.
because
Oh,
I've
yeah, dude.
definitely
Once
been
I
like,
get
no, I
some-
got it. Like, let's book it. And then I'm like, oh,
that's
Jesus.
me, dude. Once I get some alcohol in me, I'm like, dude, we can do it, man. Let's do it.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You want.
And so
Whatever,
I
I
show,
yeah.
was going to take him
Yeah.
platinum, and then I literally texted him the next morning, and I was like,
It's not
"We're not
happening.
taking you platinum. We were drunk when we made that appointment. We need to cancel."
Wait, but so what happened with your
Yes.
haircut?
dude, I show up
Oh, God.
and just showing up was like, oh no, it's just not gonna go
Oh,
well.
no.
It's just not gonna go well.
You just
And then
felt the
and
vitals
I'm
off.
looking at it, I'm like, but I'm not the person to be like, hey, can you fix this? Can you
Yeah,
fix
no,
Yeah.
us
this?
either.
And I'm like, oh my god, dude, this looks like shit. And
She
so
did you
it
dirty.
didn't look great. And then I had to go back to my barber and be like, dude, yeah,
gotta
I'm
fix
sorry,
it.
man. I'm
You're like,
sorry.
listen,
dude.
Yeah,
I was
he was
drunk.
just
I
like,
was
he
drunk.
probably looked at you like, you idiot.
Yeah, I'm
This is why
sorry,
you come
man.
to me.
I-
All
Yeah,
right.
for real.
And then I was like, yeah, I had a little drunk moment, dude. It's just, you know.
You know what? You
it
tried it.
happens.
I mean,
learned.
I'll go try out Avery's and see how it goes.
I'm
I
not
wish you
making
luck.
any promises.
I wish
That's
you
fine.
luck.
Right, she's been
That's fine.
open
At
with
least
you,
you're
so-
honest from the
Yeah.
get-go.
Oh yeah, no, like
So I won't
think
go
it'd be
in
fun
there-
to try, but like I'm not making any
Okay.
promises.
I won't go in there with like high expectations.
Definitely don't.
Okay.
There
Love
you
you
go.
so much.
I
I
love you so
definitely
much.
don't.
But definitely
I
don't.
had to fade it. I've done it.
She's done it.
She's like, guys.
It
Let's
looks
say,
fine.
I
let's
got
say
this.
Avery can do it, but she isn't a barber.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
There
you're
we go.
a hairstylist.
What's
You're
up?
not a barber. So, you
Yes.
know, I get it. I'll go in there just being
Sorry,
like,
don't
I don't
be
really
mad.
care about
I'm
my
sorry.
hair that much right now. So go for it,
Perfect.
girl.
what you
Let me
gotta
see
do.
what you got.
Perfect. I should just go in at the top, just shave off everything.
Oh, no.
Just one bald spot.
Yeah, just.
right in the back.
Like that one
No, I
video.
just do one like from The Grinch, how they do their hair.
Oh.
Like they curl it up on the side.
No,
and then-
dude.
Can you
That one
imagine?
video where the guy's cutting this little kid's hair and then the
Oh.
clip comes off and then he just like goes
Oh,
and
I
shaves
remember
it
that.
all
That's
off.
painful.
That's
bro.
gonna be you. That's gonna be you guys.
Don't do that
Stop.
to me. I will
Stop
literally
it.
not be
You
friends
don't
with you
need to know.
anymore. I'll stop being your friend, both of you.
Come on.
You for
Never.
encouraging it.
You
First
would
of all.
never.
Guys,
Anyways,
chill
go to
out.
my girls. They're great. They're very
No, seriously.
talented.
Thanks.
If you ever need your hair done, ladies and potentially men now, Avery's kind of plugging in the fact that she cuts hair. Get a little. What did you say? Not a skin
Yeah, not
fade?
not not a
No,
skin fade.
yeah.
But go get a fade, and
Yeah.
then go check out the salon and
Go get a fade
Yeah.
and show up faded. That's
yeah,
it.
that.
Yeah, see, there we go.
That's the conditions I have to show up drunk that day.
Perfect. I always try
Cool.
to give you wine.
That'll give you courage.
I wasn't trying to drink yesterday. Leave me alone.
Start accepting it.
He never
Shit.
wants to drink. Never.
I know.
I'm
You
saving
gotta-
it for your birthday.
We gotta just.
When's your birthday?
You gotta get loose, dude. Oh, you guys are
When's your birthday?
Invited? Woo! Oh,
I was just curious when it was.
Yeah, I was telling
May,
you.
in May.
Okay.
May
So
what?
wait,
May
so
7th.
May 7th.
Perfect. I'm
Got
putting it
it.
in my
It's gonna be
books.
here.
You're a Taurus.
And we are gonna just.
You're a Taurus. You and your
He's
fucking
a Taurus.
astrology
I'm sorry.
signs. Shut
I'm gonna
up.
put it in my calendar right now.
I know, dude.
Avery's one of
And then
those.
just remind me.
You're a Taurus.
You're not invited anymore.
I
I'm
like
just
how
playing.
you said, we were all, yeah, good, we got it all. We just keep talking.
No, seriously.
No, but yeah.
You are invited for real.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm putting it in.
And then Chava,
Sweet.
you're invited
You
to weekly
What
dinner
time?
nights.
I don't know. In
Later?
the evening, some.
Perfect.
I'm kind of like his dad when it comes to planning, so I'll probably figure
my
out the
mom.
time and I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've gotten that me and Avery are like the planners.
There's
Yeah.
gonna
For
be
I just send funny pictures.
plenty of alcohol here. So you
Like
guys
when
don't-
we
Perfect.
plan like our
Perfect.
hangout days of like, you know, to go eat, it's me and Avery being like, oh, we can go at this time and that time. And Hannah's like, I'll be there.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just yeah.
I'm just along with
This
the ride.
is him. He's just like, you tell me the time and place,
Where
bro.
do I
and,
have to show
It's
up?
easygoing.
And what time?
Yes, it's easy.
and then you go.
Just put it in my calendar.
He
and I'm
literally
good.
told me the other day, he's like, I'll leave that up to you for you to plan. I'm like, all right, sir.
Perfect.
That's
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you
I'll
so
plan
much.
out your whole party. It's fine.
He likes it too. Like he's
I do too.
complaining and then he
We'll help you.
naturally just does it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
love
just
that shit.
naturally happens. But I'm changing that this year. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
All right. Well, thank you everyone.
Thank you guys for
listening.
watching.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys
Thank you
for
for coming.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah.
Some funny reels from this one.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Later.